You're on Ground Zero. Go ahead.
How you doing tonight?
Great.
I live in Malala, Oregon, which is about 8 miles from Colton.
Mm-hmm.
And I happen to know my grandpa is a ham radio operator.
Yeah.
And as a kid, we went up to that tower up there, and it is a ham radio repeater tower.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Goat Mountain Repeater.
Okay.
And I know he uses that repeater a lot to talk around the local Northwest here.
Why do you think there would be duplicate signals going over that repeater? I mean, we were thinking either it was the Kelso, or it was that repeater, or whether or not the station at Reed College was up again. But they apparently are getting started. They're not on right now, but they're getting started. What do you think would be the situation with the Morse code and everything else?
I don't know. I'm not a radio guy.
Okay.
I am simply a welder.
Okay. But you have heard the repeater.
As a kid, we went up and worked on that tower.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate you telling me about it. It's called the Goat Mountain Repeater.
Goat Mountain Repeater Tower for amateur radio, ham radio.
All right. Thank you so much. That narrows some stuff down for us. Eric in Oregon, you're on Ground Zero.
Hey, Clyde.
Hey, man.
How you doing this evening?
Good.
Hey, it sounds like the harp scramble to me.
Well, harp is supposed to be unplugged right now, so I don't know if it'd be the harp scramble. I don't know if it'd be the harp scramble because they're supposed to be pulling the plug on that thing.
Yeah. They got something better, I guess.
I guess you sound skeptical of that.
A little.
Okay.
Hey, a little off topic, not much. I had two separate incidents. One happened to my son and his vehicle, and one happened to myself and mine.
Yeah.
Long story short, there was a repeating beep coming from our vehicle, and it was an electronic beep, and intermittent at first, and then it was a constant beeping, and like myself, it drove my son and his girlfriend crazy. They actually pulled their car over and searched the car inside and out, and it was coming from inside the frame somewhere, and couldn't tell where it was coming from, and then it started accelerating. The frequency started accelerating, and they actually were concerned that somebody may have planted some sort of device and got away from the vehicle, and eventually came back to it, and it was gone. Never came back. The same thing happened in my vehicle to a lesser degree. I had to be somewhere, so I just ignored it. And eventually went away.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what it is.
But it was repetitious beeping, and was it bothering you? Was it like torture?
I mean, annoying as hell, yeah. But couldn't say it was coming over the radio though. I couldn't tell where it was coming from actually. And he actually stopped, pulled over the car. They tore seat cushions apart looking for the stupid thing. They couldn't tell exactly where it was coming from in the vehicle. They pulled the battery or the terminal off the battery to kill whatever it was, and it was still continuing.
You know what's really bizarre is it reminds me, and the thing that's interesting, I wouldn't make a big deal out of this if it weren't for the fact. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. Were you living in Oregon in 1976?
Oh yeah.
Okay. In Oregon, Washington, Canada, did you ever hear about the woodpecker signal?
Vaguely remember something about it.
Okay, well, what that was is it was basically a signal that was sent at about 3.26 or 17.54 megahertz, and it was a pulse, and it was modulating really fast, and people said it sounded like a woodpecker, and people said that they could hear it just barely underneath the radio signal, and people were complaining it was making them sick, made them feel like they're having headaches. In fact, people in Eugene, Oregon, suffered the most because they said that they were feeling pressure on their heads, anxiety, fatigue. They couldn't sleep. They had no coordination. And some people were saying, well, what you're hearing is you're hearing interference from the lines, or you're hearing satellite communications in the lines. No need to worry about it. No need to panic about it. Well, the thing is that people were starting to hear it in their ears without hearing it in a frequency. And there are a number of people who are saying, well, people are just kind of, freaking out. It's hysteria. The lines were damaged because of the snow. This is what may be causing hearing this clicking noise. But what it really turned out to be was it was a Russian radio attack. They were attacking people. They were doing mind control on them. They were using a radio signal to do mind control on people.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, in fact, I have a copy of that sound. We'll play it quickly right here. Here it is. It's the woodpecker sound. Listen up. That is the woodpecker signal, and that is really annoying. And they called it a Tesla magnifying transmitter, and it really got on people's nerves, and it had people actually having panic attacks, feeling sick to their stomach and everything else. And so whenever I hear some strange frequency on the radio and it doesn't have any explanation, I have to wonder if we're getting a signal. I have to wonder if there's transmitters that are transmitting information that maybe we stumbled upon and we're not supposed to hear, like the number stations. I don't know. But Eric, I'm glad to hear you got that beep thing taken care of. That would have driven me crazy. I really appreciate you calling in tonight. 888-673-3700. That's 888-673-3700. Tonight we explore strange radio activity. In fact, anything from radio infiltration to intrusion to signal hacking. We stumbled upon a station frequency here in where I'm at, and it broadcasts some very strange sounds, very strange anomalous sounds. It reminded me of some of the other messages and sounds like the woodpecker signal that are strange and ended up being information that was used for mind control. We'll be back. Keep it here on Ground Zero.
Hear about it, then talk about it on News Talk 690 KTSM.